Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Doug's podcast about reimagining the future of education. So, for our first guest, I'd like to welcome Noam Chomsky to the studio. He's going to talk to us about the purpose of education. Alrighty, I've only got 5 minutes to cover everything, Noam, so please keep it brief. And please also use that sexy, gravelly voice of yours.
Well, we can ask ourselves what the purpose of an educational system is.
Yes.
And of course, there are sharp differences on this matter. There's the traditional an interpretation that comes from the Enlightenment, which holds that the highest goal in life is to inquire and create, to search the riches of the past, try to internalize the parts of them that are significant to you, carry that quest for understanding further in your own way. Purpose of education, from that point of view, is just to help people determine how to learn on their own. It's you, the learner, who is going to achieve in the course of education. And it's really up to you what you'll master, where you'll go, how you'll use it, how you'll go on to produce something new and exciting for yourself, maybe for others.
All right, so the purpose of education is to prepare our students to be well equipped to face the challenges that lay ahead.
That's one concept of education.
All right, now. I told you, I only got 5 minutes. So education should be about empowering people.
Education is not just about empowering people.
Oh, right. Looks like Henry Giroux just popped into the studio. What have you got to say, Henry?
It's also in some ways about killing the imagination. And in some ways educating people to adjust the conditions in which their own sense of agency is basically limited. For instance, we often see pedagogies that teach to the test. We often see pedagogies that are simply about accountability, objective standards, pedagogies that in no way take into consideration the experience of students, in no way speak to important social issues. They're pedagogies that in many ways are designed to undercut the possibility for students to be critical thinkers, to be critically conscious, to be aware of their own cultural capital and its strengths and their place in the world. And I think that it's rightly so to call those pedagogies of repression.
Jeez, that was intense. But yeah, we don't want that. We want the exact opposite of that. We want to create a learning environment that encourages students to pursue their interests, one that blends traditional school structures with community-based environments. We want to connect people and places and provide cross-curricular learning. We want to use teaching methods that, speaking about teaching methods, Joe Ruhl has just walked in through the door. You like teaching, don't you, Joe?
I have one of the best jobs in the world.
Ah, that's nice to hear. So what kind of teaching methods to inspire students of the future can we use then, Joe?
Inspiring the students of the future. What really works?
All right, come on, Joe, get to it.
37 years of teaching experience have taught me that two things are needed: research-based teaching techniques and relationship. Relationship is huge.
All right, yeah, but maybe just focus on the techniques for now.
What I'd like to look at first are the techniques.
Yes, please.
Years ago, I was doing lunch duty at school, standing in the lunchroom, being visible, watching kids go through the cafeteria line. And as I watched the kids going through the line, it occurred to me, they love having choices. And so I said to myself, maybe that would work in the classroom. Let the kids have choices. And so that's what I did. I converted my classroom to a situation where student choice was a big part of the room, along with 4 other C's: collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity. Actually, over 10 years ago, the National Education Association identified those last 4 C's on the list as essential 21st century skills that kids should learn, and I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I agree too, Joe. Focusing on those 4 C's and giving students choice offers students a more holistic education that will benefit both their skills and competencies and their social and emotional skills. Well, looks like that's all we have time for. Tune in next time for whatever's next on the agenda. Bye!